What's up, Windhawks? We're continuing our latest episode with our senior interviewee, Grant Volner. Now, Grant, thanks so much for waiting.
I mean, it is what it is.
So, Grant, I'll start off with some of the same questions I asked Isra before, just so we can compare your guys' responses. So, when you realized that this was going to be the fate of the rest of your senior year, what went through your head at first?
I think it was something that everybody knew it was going to happen, but they didn't really want to say anything, that type of thing. It's upsetting that I don't get the end of my senior year, but you got to take it in stride. I mean, it is what it is. Life goes on, and the sun's going to rise, every day. So you do what you can with it.
Yeah, and when we heard about this going on in China in about, mid-January or so, late January, did you ever think that this could ever happen during that time?
No, I didn't think about it at all, just
Yeah, it kind of came all at once. Yeah, that's for sure. And like I said with Isra, this segment can be looked at as a time capsule, so to speak. So what would you say to students that could be watching this 10 years from now, for all we know, about what it was like to be a senior during this weird time to be alive?
I would say, when you're in the classroom and you're feeling really bored your senior year, just, think about the opportunity that you can be in the classroom, because, I would give anything just to kind of go back and get a proper goodbye to like kind of my classmates, because, we were on spring break and then we never went back. So, you go in this thinking, well, I get a nice break from school, but then again, the rest of school is on, and I hadn't been doing homework for like 2 weeks because it got canceled. So I'd say just, cherish the time you have. And, we've had about 3.5 years of high school, so you're lucky to have 4. But, I'd say that as a senior, I don't want to be pitied by everybody. I'd say that's a big thing, because, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So what are you going to do? I can't.
Yeah, we'll do the best we can with what we got, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and what areas of your life that were once, kind of stress-free, convenience, that now have a bit of added stress due to this situation?
I'd say at first it was my college decision, because, I was looking forward to, in the spring, kind of getting a couple visits out and just kind of testing the waters with what was going to be there. And I made my decision. I'm going to Michigan State. So
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So I'm happy with my decision, but, leading up to that point, it was definitely really stressful about, it's a big choice, and doing it during quarantine, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing that gets harder is, the online schooling, because it's such a change from what we're used to. And what was the hardest part of adjusting to online school for you?
I'd say, just getting the motivation down, because at first glance, I get a little online schooling going, and, I'm waking up in the morning 5 minutes before my class. I just throw on a shirt and put a hat on, and then kind of tune in a little groggy-eyed and, sit there through the classes. So I think, kind of getting on board with that, and maybe getting up a little earlier and not going to bed at like 4 a.m. I think that took a little getting
Yeah, that's a
used
good
to,
start.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when the school work's over and whatever outside work is done, what things do you look forward to keep yourself entertained?
I play guitar a little bit, so
Sweet.
I think that's something that definitely keeps me entertained. Hanging out with my family, I've gotten really good at Uno.
There you
So
go.
that's been
Put that on the job application.
exactly that's been a big part of the past couple weeks. And it's you got to think about it in a good light. And so I think spending some good quality time with the family is something that you can cherish as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad to hear you're doing quite well, but I saved a question last just for you as a senior. And that there's a phrase going across, all the nation. People are saying, "I'm with the seniors." In fact, the cashier lady, when I went to Target the other day, said, "Oh, I feel so bad for the seniors." I'm with the seniors. So we hear that all the time. But what does that phrase mean to you?
I'd say what it means to me is it's kind of a international empathy or compassion for our senior class. And so I think that, there's a fine line between being empathetic towards like our situation and kind of being pitied. And just like I mentioned before, I don't as a senior, I don't want to be pitied because it's really out of my control. And
Mhm.
you don't want to be, obviously you don't want to be reminded of a situation that you couldn't change, and obviously we weren't dealt the best hand of cards. But you try to make the best of it, and hopefully summer will be reopened up and we'll be able to make those memories, or
Yeah,
maybe get like a little graduation or a little prom planned. But
yeah,
nothing's certain. But
yeah.
you do what you can.
Yeah, do with what you got, you know? Yeah, and you guys are really spreading that message, and I really respect that. So, Grant, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting with you after so long, and good luck as you move on to the next phase of your life. I'm sure you're going to do just fine.
It's been a great time talking to you. I hope you
Thank
have
you.
a phenomenal day.
Thank you, Grant. That's all we got for you this week, Windhawks, and always make sure to check your daily Hawk News update on Schoology. And as always, stay classy, Windhawks!